you guys have all seen like funny home videos, yes? Okay. Have you ever seen like the ones of screaming goats or like people falling down the steps, stuff like that? I don't know. Well, have you ever seen like videos of like there's a kid and he's running because he's playing a sport. He's like baseball or football, and he's running, but he's like running in the wrong direction, and it's really sad. Well, maybe some of you are running too. So I'm going to talk about the story of the prodigal son, which is found in Luke chapter 15, verse 1 to 32. Basically, there's two sons and a father. The younger son was like, it's my money and I need it now, so he demanded his inheritance from the father, and he just leaves, and he spends all the money partying and spends all the money. So, you know, one day he decides he's going to order some pizza. Can't afford a tip. His friends realize, man, this guy's broke. Well, his friends realize that he's broke, so they're like, oh, I don't want to be his friend anymore. He's got no money. So the son is all depressed and lonely, and he decides, man, I never should have left my father or family. So he decides he wants to go home. He goes home to his father, but before he goes home, he hesitates. He's like, should I go back? Is he going to accept me? After everything I did, I took his money and I left, and I didn't even keep in contact with him. But the father is at home with open arms, and he is welcoming his son. So my point in the story, the son in the story is a lot like you and I. He got to thinking about worldly things, and he got excited. And I'm not saying that worldly things are a bad thing necessarily, but when we put our hope in worldly things, that's when they start to get dangerous, and that's when they start to stand in the place of God. I don't think it's that we need to leave God intentionally when we do put our hope in worldly things. I think sometimes we have things going on in our lives, and we don't want to go to God about it, and so we slowly start saying, oh, well, this will make me feel better, so I'm going to go in this direction, and keep going in that direction. But then we find ourselves like surrounded by like all these worldly things. We're like, where's God? And I think that's what happened to the son. He was surrounded by all these people, these conditional things, and he's like, well, I'm going to leave. But God's love is unconditional, and the things that surround us are conditional. God's love is unconditional. And they'll only stay, the worldly things will only stay under conditions. Like for the son, his friends only stayed because he had money. But the good news is that if you're a runner like the prodigal son, you can turn around because God is waiting for you with open arms. And in 1 John chapter 4, verse 8, it says that God is love. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7, it explains what love is. So if God is love, then it would also make sense to say that God is patient and God is kind. God is not jealous or boastful or proud. God is not rude. God does not demand his own way. God is not irritable, and God keeps no record of being wrong. God does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. God never gives up. God never loses faith. God is always hopeful, and God endures through every circumstance. So know that if you're running today, it's okay to turn around and go home because God is waiting